Dan Abercrombie, the Koalition. Thank you so much for speaking to me. This is wonderful, by the way. What I really want to talk to you is about how you found that balance between this to the extreme, both with the visuals, the script, the story itself, but also with the emotion. There's a lot of heart to the characters.
Well, thank you. I think that that's important in a movie like this. I think you can just have craziness for the sake of craziness. And the game is totally nuts and totally insane. And people are obviously very connected to it for a reason. There's a reason they love it. So for me, it was fun to just bring together this, bring the world to the screen where you have this explosion of colors. And it's in this futuristic planet where everything's trash, but it looks beautiful in its own way. And I like movies where you're taken to each new scene. You're like, whoa, what's that place? That's that bar. That's this part of the planet. It's now we're in the tunnels. Now we're here. Now we're there. It's so much fun to bring that to life. But I think underneath it, you have to have real characters and real heart. And when you have actors like Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis, these are two Oscar winners in the movie. You really want to give them something to play. And when you write that drama, they just really make it sing. Especially Ariana Greenblatt, who's the heart and soul. She's playing this crazy character, but it can't be at level 10. That works in the game. If that's all the way through the movie, you're not even connected to it. She has to, really, really be this broken kid on the inside. So that was the fun, was taking the characters and getting to layer them and having these three generations of these incredible women, and they're all kind of isolated and have these walls up in defense. They don't want to let anyone in, and then watching them come together as a family and sort of accepting themselves and accepting love and becoming who they are was really, really great. But you really need actors of that caliber to pull it off. And then of course, surrounded by Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Edgar Ramirez, Florian Muntenos, it was amazing.
By going through the script, and I wanted to know what were the key elements, the emotions that you wanted to pull from that we don't necessarily may not see on screen, but that really gravitated towards you as a director.
Well, I think that element of, I love the family that hate the people, group of people that hate each other that then become a family. And you see them surviving the tunnels. They don't know each other. They're estranged. They're all in different places when they're in Tannis's. And then they go through this experience through caustic caverns, and they're all really bonded. And by the end, they all really love each other and care about each other and are willing to sacrifice themselves. It's ultimately about someone who's, a bounty hunter, Lilith, who just cares about money, very, very, very selfish, who learns to become selfless. And by becoming selfless, becomes her most powerful self. So I love that journey of someone who's a taker and a taker to becoming, ultimately a giver. And then you look at someone like Atlas, the Edgar Ramirez, who can just wants more and more and more and more. And the one thing he will never have is enough. So I find that very interesting, that you see these people that are so wealthy and they just want more and more and more, because the concept of enough, it's almost like they're trying to fill some void of power that they will never fill. Like, at what point do you own everything in the world? What do you win? Then the galaxy, what's next? So that character fascinated me, the people that can never fill that void. So I always try to find that emotional underpinning in the characters.
I wanted to talk about the music for a second. I was wondering, are you the type of director who finds that music and then sees the angles and how that movie looks? Or is it
Yeah.
the other way around?
Well, sometimes when you're cutting the movie, a lot of the times I'll put together the soundtrack for the movie as I'm shooting it.
Mhm.
And when we were shooting in the tunnels, I knew I wanted Ace of Spades. So, obviously you have a budget and sometimes take harder or to clear than others, but I was like, I don't care what else we get, we have to have Ace of Spades, because that was just the energy, that was the chaos, that was the momentum that I wanted. And so when we're shooting it, I'm playing it on a loop and I'm watching the footage, I have it in my head. So often for those scenes, and then I'll have score from other movies that are your editing temp score that you want to kind of match to, but really Ace of Spades, that's the example of having a song in my head, seeing the vision and shooting the visuals to match that vision from what I heard from the song.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to me. Excellent job as always.
Thank you, I appreciate it.